Hey, welcome back everyone. It is now June 6th of 2020, and ever since the release of Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker, a lot of fans around the world have been very intrigued about the future of the Star Wars franchise by Disney and Lucasfilm. This is Mike Zero. Make sure to subscribe if you are new to the channel for future Star Wars content. Now, the one thing that Disney and Lucasfilm have really been invested in is, of course, Disney Plus, their new streaming service, of course, that's going to be the home of a library's worth of Star Wars material. Of course, we're talking about The Mandalorian Season 2 and Season 3, and of course, a handful of other Star Wars TV projects that are going to be both in live-action and animated form. That is all going to really pretty much define exactly what the new expanded universe is really going to look like as far as tone goes, and of course, visually speaking as well. Now, when we think about it this way, we do know that Disney's in a phase of damage control and desperation because we've seen a lot of fans that actually walked away from Star Wars permanently, right? They were fed up with Star Wars after The Rise of Skywalker, and it really all started with The Last Jedi, right? We've seen a steady decline in the fan interest for the Star Wars franchise, and that really is a big deal. You know, if you actually said this like years ago, like over 6 years ago, that fans would depart from the Star Wars franchise, nobody would believe you, right? But here we are, there is a great divide, and that's exactly what Disney is trying to fix as we speak. Now, one particular segment of Disney Star Wars that a lot of fans are looking forward to is, of course, exactly what kind of retcons are going to be coming our way by George Lucas, Dave Filoni, and Jon Favreau, as well as the new expanded universe when it comes to the new timelines and the brand new mythology in general. Now, with that being said, now that both Disney and Lucasfilm are finished with The Rise of Skywalker, they are now focused on their new Star Wars trilogy of films, as well as the new Star Wars universe. It's explained that currently one of the major plans by Bob Iger and Bob Chapek is to reunite the fans around the world to create a better and brighter future for the Star Wars franchise. Now, it's explained that many changes have been coming in for the new Star Wars universe by Chapek, allowing George Lucas, Jon Favreau, and Dave Filoni to all work together as a team in order to create a better future for the franchise. One of the big changes by Bob Chapek, the CEO of Disney, is by canceling all of Kathleen Kennedy's ideas for the character of Rey Skywalker in the Star Wars universe. Now, it's explained that many of Kathleen Kennedy's stories of Rey Skywalker still exist that were going to be made canon in a post-Episode 9 era that are now being canceled by Bob Chapek in order to allow Jon Favreau, George Lucas, and Dave Filoni to take over and rewrite all of this Rey Skywalker tales that actually take place after Episode 9 in this post-Episode 9 era for the Star Wars fans around the world. Now, this is described to be Disney's attempt in order to make the character of Rey more enjoyable to new and hardcore fans around the world. Now, once again, they're trying to attract new fans as well. That's still Disney's motive. They still want to create new fans. That's exactly what their main goal is. Let's not forget about that. Now, the new timeline is set to deliver a unique experience for fans that will also explore brand new Skywalkers in the mix that they have never seen before, such as Zane and Kira Skywalker, that will be considered the children of Rey Skywalker in this new timeline. Now, we talked about this not long ago, these new Skywalkers that are currently in development by Dave, John, and George, is that Cade is going to, or should I say Zane, is going to be modeled after Cade as far as appearance goes and some of his personality goes. Now, the character of Kira Skywalker is going to be modeled after Jaina Solo in Star Wars Legends. Now, the plan by Lucasfilm right now, under orders from Disney's Bob Chapek, is to erase all of Kathleen Kennedy's work for the character of Rey Skywalker, and that many retcons will be made to the character during the events of The Rise of Skywalker. The concept of Rey's parents will also be altered by George Lucas that will make it a more in-depth story for the fans to witness. That is the one big complaint about The Rise of Skywalker, right? Is that the character of, Rey's father and Rey's mother weren't really all that explored in great depth, right? We didn't really get to learn all that much about them. So Disney Plus and, of course, books, comics, video games, and more are said to be the start of this new EU, as well as the new films. However, the continuation of the Skywalker saga is said to all rely on Disney Plus and where that's going. The concepts of Rey Skywalker will all be redone by George Lucas, Favreau, and Filoni in order to make her character more complete as a whole. Kathleen Kennedy is said to have no involvement on any of the existing Star Wars projects in the works, except for the Leslie Headland Star Wars TV series to arrive on Disney Plus in the coming years. Bob Iger and Chapek are very optimistic about the future of Star Wars, both on television and in the form of going into theaters for the Star Wars fandom to enjoy moving forward. This plan by Disney is to also regain the lost fans from the sequel trilogy films. So like I've said before in the past, guys, I'm very excited to see exactly what, George, John, and Dave are going to do for Rey in comparison to what Kathleen Kennedy was going to do for Rey Skywalker, which is coming to an end. All those tales that Kathleen Kennedy actually came up with for the creators over at Lucasfilm to develop are being put to an end, and FFL, as I like to call them, or LFF, George, John, and Dave, are all working together in order to create a better new EU that's going to really give us new tales of this character. So with that being said, guys, drop a comment below. Let me know about all of this in the comments, and if you guys did enjoy the content for today, do make sure to drop a thumbs up on this video to support the channel. I thank you all so very much for the kind support, and I'll catch you guys next time.